Formula One has a serious problem right now, and I didn't realize how bad it was until the Japanese Grand Prix, because what we just watched was one of the most dominant performances of the season and somehow one of the most boring races at the same time. And I'll be the first to say I was completely wrong. Earlier this season, I actually defended the new battery system. I thought they added strategy, unpredictability, even excitement. But after Japan, I don't think that anymore, because this race exposed something that a lot of fans have been saying for a while now. And I think they might be right. So let's talk about what actually happened. Japanese Grand Prix comes to an end, and what was supposed to be a Mercedes 1-2 didn't quite go that way. Andrea Kimi Antonelli didn't just win the race, he dominated it. At one point, he was over 12 seconds ahead of the field. That's not a battle, that's control. Behind him, Oscar Piastri in P2 and Charles Leclerc in P3. And on paper, that sounds like a solid race, but watching it was a completely different story because this race was boring. And I don't say that lightly. I almost flew from the United States to Japan to watch this race live. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't. There were barely any overtakes. Most of the race was decided by a safety car. And once positions were set, that was it. Not really any real battles, no real tension, just cars circulating basically. And this is where the bigger problem starts. It feels like Formula One right now is turning into a power unit league. Some teams have figured it out, others haven't. And the gap right now in Formula One is massive. You've got teams like Mercedes out front, then Ferrari trying to stay in the fight, and then other teams completely in different leagues. Even Lance Stroll mentioned he had a good race battling Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin League because they're so far behind everyone else. It was actually pretty funny, but honestly, that shouldn't be normal. And now we have to talk about the battery systems again, because earlier this season, I actually liked them. I thought they added something new, more strategy, more overtaking potential. I mean, watching Charles Leclerc and Lewis earlier this season was exciting. So many overtakes. I was hopeful, but Japan showed the downside. This isn't just strategy anymore, it's management. Drivers aren't pushing flat out anymore. They're managing their battery, managing deployment, managing systems. And at times, you're literally watching drivers slow down on the straights. I think I saw Max Verstappen lose like 40 kilometers on the straight. It's insane. That's not what made people fall in love with Formula One. I didn't fall in love with Formula One that way. What made this sport special was drivers pushing the car to the absolute limit, engineers building the fastest possible cars, teams being held accountable for performance. Now it feels like it's about pressing the right button at the right time. And for a lot of fans, that's not Formula One. That's something else. Formula E. Some fans are even saying Formula One E. And I don't blame them. And I hate saying that because I love this sport. But if I'm being honest, I would have rather watched last year's Monaco race over the Japanese Grand Prix. And that says a lot. And to make things worse, we now have a long break. Some of the races got canceled in the Middle East. So after just a few races, we're waiting over a month. That's honestly tough because right now, Formula One doesn't just need good racing. It needs great racing, but it also needs momentum. And now it just ended on a sour point. There are still some big storylines though. Andrea Kimi Antonelli now leads the World Driver Championship. George Russell had an incredibly unlucky pit stop that costed him potentially the win, at least a podium. And honestly, with how the race played out, you could argue Mercedes didn't manage the situation that perfectly. And don't forget, we also saw a scary moment with Oliver Behrman. He's been an incredible driver last year and this season, but this weekend, things just didn't go his way. That crash looked terrible. And the fact that he walked away with it without any serious injury was honestly a miracle. And then there's also Max Verstappen. He doesn't look too comfortable in the car right now. He's been out qualified even by younger drivers like Arvid Lindblad in qualifying. And if there's one thing we know about Max, he's a true racer, not someone who sticks around just for the paychecks. So if this continues, you have to wonder how long he stays. Is this the direction Formula One is going in? Because if it is, I think a lot of fans are going to have a problem with it. They already are. But I want to hear from you. How do you feel about the battery system? Do you think this is improving Formula One or hurting it? And if you made it this far, you probably enjoyed this discussion at least a little bit. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Formula One content here on Podium Pit Lane. And if you're in the US, I am giving away one free merch item. Just comment down below this video, take a screenshot, send it to my DM at Podium Pit Lane at Instagram to to enter a chance to win. And don't forget, it's always a great day to be a Formula One fan.